Let's see. Do we have anything going on in the tropics? There's this upper level low, but I don't think it means much. Maybe something could form in the eastern Caribbean. And now we move on to another 24 hours. This low right here, it doesn't have much of a chance of development because I mean it's an upper level low from that comes from the upper latitudes, so it doesn't really make sense for that to develop into a storm on its own. Well, maybe a little bend could indicate any chance of development, but hardly though, to be honest with you guys. And there is a little bit of spin just located east of the Windward Islands. For Thursday night, something may form, but however, a lot of dry air could get mixed in though. There may be a chance right here, but here, nah, not really. It's an upper level low. By Friday night, barely, and especially right around here. But here, a lot of there's going to be some rain. It's going to happen in parts of Colombia and Venezuela. Then by Saturday night, wind shear starts moving in, ruining any chances of development whatsoever. Then going into Sunday night, all that wind shear is dominating everywhere. Any chance of development whatsoever is squandered, especially Monday night. Maybe a chance of development here, actually. Then by Tuesday night, something could form right here. But all that's just a guessing game after that. Whew. And so, any chance of development whatsoever? Not really there, to be honest with you guys. For Wednesday night, this is the European model, folks. Thursday night, maybe something could form right here. Maybe here. I doubt that. Friday night, kind of really looks disorganized from what it looks like. Barometric swamp is there. Maybe a chance of development, but not quite. For Sunday night, not really. Chance of development here is, yeah, meh. But, however, in 24 hours from Saturday by Sunday night, though, maybe a chance of development, but not really much. There's too much wind shear, dry air to go along with it. Then Monday night, tons of wind shear, chance of development are not really there. And pretty much everything else is all just a guessing game. So what about the Canadian model? It looks like as though there's a chance of development just south of the Dominican Republic. Yeah, but then again, too much wind shear is everywhere, and maybe here, but dry air could get mixed in though. Thursday night, maybe something could form here over the Gulf. Friday night, not quite. Not for Saturday night. Sunday night. Too much wind shear everywhere. Monday night, a lot of wind shear. Then Tuesday night, yeah, it's pretty much done for. The National Hurricane Center, yeah, they indicated that there is no chance of development within the next 7 days. But given that we have just a little bit of extra time, let's just talk about fall foliage. Much of the northern part of the country has past peak colors right now. The southern half, well, Florida now has low color in the panhandle part of the state, though. But elsewhere, nah, not yet. But in southern Texas, there are low colors, and it looks like New Orleans doesn't have anything whatsoever. L.A. low colors in the lower Colorado Valley, nothing, barely anything though. The New York City area, there's a little bit of moderate left over, but elsewhere on Long Island and the Jersey Shore, just some peak colors there, but the rest of New Jersey and points north and northeast, there's just past peak colors there. And now, finally, let's talk about the drought. Not finally, though. That's just before the 3-day forecast. Much of the country is at least under abnormally dry, and just some places have some moderate drought. In the Northeast, well, in northern New England, you do see some extreme drought. But in place, there's also some extreme, severe to extreme drought in northwestern Virginia to eastern West Virginia. But ironically, there isn't red flag warnings in the southeast. I mean, given that there's not the relative humidity isn't that low in northwestern Nebraska, southwestern South Dakota, even though their drought isn't as bad as those in, let's say, Arizona, New Mexico, or even northern New England. Even that is enough for a red flag to be issued, as long as you have low humidity. And, well, what do you know? Hawaii does have dry weather, though. I'm going to go here and prepare myself for after Radar Omega. We're going to go here. And we're going to change things up here. Let's take a look in places. Okay, so throughout the country, we do have some mild temperatures from places like throughout the Gulf Coast, all the way to the Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, and the southern Great Lakes region, desert Southwest, and the Central Valley of California, and parts of the Pacific Northwest as well. And freezing temperatures are occurring in Montana, North Dakota, and much of the northern plains. And there's a lot of mild weather for tomorrow morning in Florida. Let's go to tomorrow night, where you can see that there's plenty of warm temperatures throughout the southern half of the country. And just a little bit of warmth in parts of the Northeast, like New York, D.C., and parts of Boston, and particularly in southern New England. And plenty of warm weather throughout mild conditions, mild temperatures throughout much of the Great Basin, the Front Range of the Rockies, and much of the West Coast. And there are some chilly below average temperatures in the northern plains to parts of the Great Lakes and northern New England. Thursday morning, plenty of mild conditions all across the south, southern Arizona, much of the West Coast. Freezing temperatures will occur throughout the Ohio Valley, going into the Great Lakes region, northern New England. For Thursday night, there's going to be plenty of warm weather throughout the south, the desert Southwest, much of the West Coast. Central Plains, mild conditions in the northwestern plains. Chilly weather freezing weather would settle in throughout northern New England and parts of the Rockies. Friday morning, plenty of warm lows throughout the mid to low Mississippi Valley, the Gulf Coast, the Ohio Valley. Plenty of freezing temperatures throughout northern New England and the Rockies. Plenty of mild temperatures throughout southern Arizona and parts of the West Coast as well. And finally, by Friday night, it gets really warm in Texas, to the lower Mississippi Valley, and Florida too. And as well as the desert Southwest, much of California. Freezing temperatures will occur throughout the Rockies, parts of the Cascades, the northern plains and upper Mississippi Valley, northern Great Lakes region, and northern New England. Let's take a look at humidity. In terms of dew point, we do have a lot of humidity throughout the Gulf, and yet some humidity will be all over places like the southern plains, the Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, and much of the West Coast. There's plenty of humidity to go around as a result of the atmospheric river. There's also a lot of humidity throughout the Gulf Coast. A little bit of humidity in the Ohio Valley, the Southeast, all the way up to New York, Albany, and Boston. Plenty of humidity in the West Coast and parts of the leeward side of the Cascades. And by Thursday morning, plenty of humidity all across the South and the West Coast. Lots of humidity all across the South and as well as the Central Plains, the West Coast. I don't know if I already said that, but that's for Thursday night. Friday morning, lots of humidity all across the South, with the exception of parts of the Carolinas. More abundant humidity throughout the Mississippi Valley, parts of the Ohio Valley, and parts of the Great Lakes region, and as well as a little bit of humidity, but some parts a lot of humidity along the West Coast. I don't know why I drew that. For Friday night, though, there's a lot of humidity across the South, with the exception of western Texas. Dry air moves in. Plenty of humidity throughout the Ohio Valley, the southern half of the Great Lakes region, and much of the West Coast, though it's a lot in the Central Valley, California. Now let's talk about Cape. Just a tiny bit of Cape in parts of the Great Lakes region, South Florida, a good amount of Cape in the Florida Keys, and a little bit of Cape throughout northern California to southwestern Oregon. Some Cape will be in Florida, center of Texas. 1 minute. Never mind. There's also more convection throughout parts of the Great Lakes region, and as well as those in the Pacific Northwest and parts of the West Coast. For Thursday morning, where's the Cape? Some Cape will be in the Florida Keys, parts of the Gulf Coast. Some Cape will be all over much of the West Coast, and then into the interiors like the Great Basin, Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho. The interior parts of the Northeast and the Great Lakes region might see some Cape. Thursday night.